नेटवर्क एनालिसिस। नेटवर्क एनालिसिस में फर्स्ट देखेंगे मेश एनालिसिस। बिफोर गोइंग टू मेश एनालिसिस देखेंगे व्हाट इज मेश। मेश इज ए लूप which does not contain any other loop within it। mesh is a loop which does not contain any other loop within it। Next, in your mind one question will arise, what is loop? Loop is a closed path, no node pass more than once। loop is a closed path, no node pass more than once। Okay, if I draw a circuit, this is a circuit। Here how many loops? 3 loops। one is this, one is this, and one is whole this loop 3। how many meshes? 2 meshes। this one mesh 2। mesh is a loop means what a closed path। if we start here, go through here, return to here, is a closed path। so is a loop which does not contain any loop, there is no loop। so this is a mesh, this is mesh 2। start here, mesh 2। loop is a closed path does not contain any load more than one। if I start here, okay, one loop, I start here, another loop, I start here, this is another loop। so 3 loops, 2 meshes। another node point, important point, this is an important point। mesh analysis is quite as general as a nodal analysis। mesh analysis similar as a nodal analysis by calculating equation, but mesh analysis only apply to a circuit which is mesh analysis is applied to a circuit which is planar। nodal analysis can be applied to both planar and non-planar। okay, planar circuit is a circuit that can be drawn in a planar with no branches crossing one another, otherwise it is a non-planar circuit। planar circuit means if I draw a circuit like this is a plane, whole blackboard is a plane। okay, I draw this circuit in a blackboard, there is no branch crossing each other, so it's a planar circuit। if branches crossing another branch, so it's a non-planar circuit। in 3D system it seems a non-planar circuit। okay, in this system only which circuit we can draw in a plane। okay, paper blackboard जो सर्किट ड्रॉ हो पारियो ताकू दी प्लान जोटा न हो पारियो procedure of mesh analysis। okay, determine if the circuit is a planar circuit। if not, perform nodal analysis। first planar circuit और नॉन प्लानर चेक करें, उसके बाद सेकेंड if non planar we can't apply mesh analysis, we can apply nodal analysis instead of mesh analysis। if planar circuit, next step count the number of meshes। if planar circuit, if first step satisfied, next step count the number of meshes। like in this circuit, here I am drawing one circuit।
जीवन फास्ट फेस आंकिल प्रथम तारी फेस आंकिल आरी फेस ये कटा मो जीवन में प्रथम फटो न देखी आंकिल
here this is a voltage source।
मोर ढाकी ଆଙ୍କିପାରିବୁନି ଦେବୁ ଆଙ୍କିଦେବି କିଛି ହେଇନି ବା
This is a planar circuit.
ମୁଁ ଆଙ୍କିରେ କ'ଣ ଲାଗିଛି
Second one is the number of meshes. Count number of meshes. 1, 2, 3 number of meshes. Okay. Next, third one. Label each of mesh. A mesh's currents. Generally defining all mesh currents going to clockwise direction. In a simpler analysis. Okay. We will assume current. All current let here current going I1, here current going I2, here current going I. Always assume in clockwise direction. If you assume in anti-clockwise direction all currents, answer you will get same answer. But the difficulty is that in every book of mesh analysis, all book assume the current flowing in clockwise direction. If you assume in anti-clockwise direction, you will get some problem. Otherwise, answer will come same. But we will do problem on mesh analysis. We will do both clockwise, taking clockwise direction and anti-clockwise, both in both directions. But especially as in all books, mesh analysis are done in clockwise direction. So, I think always clockwise direction. Next, fourth one. Write KVL equation around each mesh. Each mesh, there are 3 meshes. Write 3 KVL equations. 3 KVL. You know how to write KVL equation. Begin with a convenient node. If I start here and going through this and end at this node, then proceed in the direction of a mesh current. Mesh current in clockwise, we proceed from clockwise direction. Next, pay attention to the negative side. Sometimes maximum students makes mistake in side. Only side one key factor when applying mesh or analysis, nodal analysis. So pay close attention to the side. Okay. If a current source lies in one periphery of a circuit, if here one current source, let going here one current source of I is equal, let here one current source of I is equal. That means the I3 current similar to I. There is no need of a KVL equation. I assume here I3 is flowing. I3 flowing from here to in this way, and one current source here given as I. So I3 is nothing similar to I by inspection. Okay, there is no need to apply KVL. Okay. Next, unknowns. If there is any additional unknowns in your circuit, if in any case one dependent voltage source, one current source going in opposite direction, that we assume our current. So such sources, okay, such voltage source or current source other than mesh current in terms of appropriate mesh current. In this situation, can be if a current source or a dependent current or a voltage source are present in the circuit. This case, next. Finally, we get organized equation groups in terms of a mesh current. Okay. In this mesh, we can find 3 mesh equations in terms of I1, I2 and I3. Like in 10th, you have read equation x1 plus bx2 plus c equals to 0. Okay. So in similar way, in terms of I1, I2, I3, we get 3 equations. After solving 7 point, after solving system of
ଗୋଟେ
equations
ଫଟୋ
we get mesh currents. Here assume mesh currents. Okay. To apply simply for mesh analysis, look at the circuit and determine this circuit is a planar or not. If planar, proceed to step 2. Count the number of meshes. Here number of meshes is 2. Next, level 3. Divide the mesh currents generally flowing in clockwise. Let their current I are flowing in clockwise. Here I is flowing clockwise. The up to 3 points steps are similar to mesh analysis. But in fourth point, one special case occurs. If the circuit contains current source shared by two meshes, there is a current source. This current source of shared by both mesh 1 and mesh 2. So, form a super mesh to enclose both meshes. A highlighted enclosure helps when writing this equation. That means if in circuit is found a current source shared by two meshes, a super node applied in this way. In this way. In this way. A super mesh applied in the whole the meshes. Okay, this is called super mesh. This mesh point A, B, C, D, E, F. Point A, B, C, D, E, F. Super mesh. Point A to A, B, C, D, E, F, and A is a super mesh. Next 5 point. Write a KVL equation around each mesh or super mesh. Begin with a convenient node and proceed in the direction of a mesh current. Pay close attention to the negative side. Next, most important point for super mesh. Relate the current flowing from each current source to mesh current. Relate the current flowing in each current mesh with the mesh current. This is accomplished by simple application of a KCL. Okay. We apply one KVL in super mesh. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A super mesh. Find one equation, another equation applying KCL at node C. Applying KCL at node C, we can find another equation. We find two equations. There are two independent meshes, so we can solve it. Discuss any additional or unknown such as voltage or current in the mesh. This case appears only when dependent sources in our circuit. Okay, if we dependent sources in our circuit present, case number 7 appears. Then third is simply organize all the equations we get from our super mesh analysis. And ninth point are solve these equations to find the mesh currents. Okay. Super mesh is a mesh which is formed by enclosing a current source or any elements connected in series with the common to both meshes. Then here is this is your voltage source, this is your resistance.
କାଲି ମୁଁ ଆସିବି ଯଦି ଗୋଟା ଭିତରେ ସାନ ତ ଆମେ ପଳେଇବୁ।
This circuit, ये planar circuit, this circuit contains two voltage sources V1, V2, and four resistors R1, R2, R3, R4, and one current source I. As for super node, a super mesh is formed by enclosing a current source. This is a mesh. This is a mesh. This hole from these to this is our super mesh. This is our super mesh. This super mesh encloses a current source within it. This current source are common to both meshes, mesh 1 and mesh 2. This current source, in this case, super mesh form. Okay. Here is super mesh is these two of this is one is super mesh, and within it it contains a current source which is common to both mesh 1 and mesh 2. Okay. Mesh analysis by inspection. We can analyze mesh by three methods. One is simply mesh analysis. When there is no current source in between any two meshes. When a current source in between analysis by inspection is if the circuit has a n number of meshes, the mesh current equation can be termed as a resistance. Okay. In matrix form, I can write it this mesh form. Here RKK means here K. That means R11, R22, R33, R up to Rn. These are the resistance. These are called diagonal elements. Diagonal elements means from this side, same number of elements present. These elements called diagonal elements. RKJ or RJK. That means R12 or R21. Like this, R13 or R31, N1 or R1N. These elements are octagonal elements. These elements are called octagonal elements. These are the negativity of the sum of the resistance in common to mesh K and J. And this RKK, so totally positive resistance connected to mesh K. IK means the unknown mesh current for mesh K in clockwise direction. In assumption as a clockwise direction. I1 means mesh 1 current, I2 mesh 2, IN mesh n current. Similarly, VK some taken clockwise of all independent voltage sources in a mesh K. If mesh 1 contains two voltage sources, okay, in clockwise direction we will take these are treated as a positive. Increasing positivity treated as a positive. If two 5 voltage sources in mesh 1 are in positivity treating, so sum total of mesh voltage in mesh 1 is 5 plus 5 is 10. In this way, find RKK. All these elements are put the value here. In 3 matrix, put this value and apply Ramo's rule to find the solution. In this way, we find mesh currents by inspection. And this is the most simple format of mesh analysis. Okay.